All right.
Hey everybody, it's Ryan from Pie Records. Very happy to have Greg Townson back from the High Risers, Lost Street Jackets, and his new instrumental project. So today we're going to do top five, and we're going to go with top five instrumental bands from the 50s and 60s. Greg, go.
All right. Okay. Well, I gotta, you gotta mention the obvious, which is the Ventures. It all, it all kind of starts with them, and I love them in the original drummers that they had when they were still using jazz masters and Stratocasters. Those early records, I love that stuff. And then of course, they go to the Mosrite guitars, and that's good too. But in general, I like them around 61 to 63. It's kind of my favorite period of them. But it's all pretty great. And by the way, Danny Amos from Los Straitjackets, he wrote a song called Calhoun Surf. It was the very first song he ever wrote. He's an original guitar player from Los Straight, and the Ventures recorded it. I mean,
Oh,
what
wow.
is that? I know the first song you write in the Ventures, instrumental, and the Ventures recorded. I mean, that's pretty
Yeah.
great. Um, and then, I would say the Champs. They
Oh,
were more like a studio group, but I really I love their feel. And of course, Tequila, everybody knows that. But there's some really good recordings that they did with a variety, and kind of a different lineup on most of the stuff. But it's you can't really go wrong with the Champs. Then I like the Fireballs a lot. They have a guitar player named George Tomsko, who is a big influence on me. He's still around. He's still playing. He is in the. He recorded with Norman Petty, where Buddy Holly did all the recording, and they recorded there the Fireballs. They actually were the band when those tapes that Buddy Holly made right before he passed away of him playing acoustic guitar. The Fireballs overdubbed on top of that, and but they did just great sounding recordings that Norman Petty engineered. And I like the way George Tomsko plays. It's really simple. He kind of plays staccato, just sticks close to the melody. He doesn't do anything too fancy. There's just something about his playing. Uh, let's see. Oh man. I mean, I got to mention outside of the surf thing, I got to say Bill Doggett. Bill Doggett is an organist. He had a combo, is what they call them in the 50s, with Shep Shepherd on drums, Clifford Scott on saxophone, and Billy Butler playing the guitar. And they are one of the greatest instrumental bands of all time. They were on King Records. And I worked with Bill Doggett. I recorded with him. I helped produce his last record in the early 90s. We went and recorded it at Rudy Van Gelder's studio, where all this jazz was recorded for Blue Note Records and all this stuff. Bill was a mentor to me. And like he did Honky Tonk was his big hit. And all the instrumental bands recorded, whether you were surf or whatever, R&B, jazz, everybody did Honky Tonk. It's got a very distinctive guitar part on it. And they also did Rambunctious, which the Ventures covered on one of their early days. So Bill Doggett. And then lastly, I'll just try to think of somebody local here. Yesterday, I was reminded of a great local 45 by the Vistas called Moon Relay. And it's a Rochester band. The Vistas was about 64, I think, 1964. It's one of the coolest, for everybody looking for something obscure. If you look it up, I'm sure it's on YouTube or something. The Vistas doing Moon Relay, really spooky surf instrumental, recorded at Fine Recording here in Rochester where everybody recorded. It was the only studio in town for a long stretch of time. Pretty minimal miking techniques and stuff. It sounds, sounds raw and primitive. It's a good one. So there's 5 for you.
Awesome.
There's 5 for you, Ryan.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks for participating in our top 5. Thank you for your time and all the great music that you put out. And it's really an impressive stretch of music that you put out. And was very happy to get to meet you finally.
Well, likewise. I look forward to meeting you in person.
Oh, I would love to. Since we're both on the East Coast, maybe if you play High Tide, we can meet each other.
Yeah. Absolutely. It'll
happen.
happen.
Have a great night.
So all the best.
Thank you.
You too. Take care, Ryan.